All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys some time to get on here. I don't see anybody here, but I want to do a sound check. I may have to start at the 1 minute and 30-second mark. So if you guys are coming in, can you please give me a sound check and tell me if you can hear me? All right, thank you, 888. Congrats, thank you, yes. Thank you, guys. Yes, I did make it to the 7,000 mark. It took a long time to get there. I may have been shadow banned. I just found out what that shadow banned. But this statement today, my comments today may get me more shadow banned or maybe just banned completely. But I'm going to try to be tactful about the things I'm talking about. This is very, is very real. I mean, the hate is real. And, I'm just so glad I'm no longer in the NFL, that I'm no longer bound by, what the world says. I just don't even care anymore. But the truth has to get out. And I'm going to talk about this. You need some? No. So anyway, I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys have heard the news about this guy named DeSean Jackson. He's currently playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he made some type of comment on his Instagram or some type of social media platform. Yep, I was a Packer player. But anyway, DeSean Jackson sparked a backlash with his anti-Semitic comments. And he made a comment. Now, I don't know if this quote is true or not, meaning I don't know where the source comes from, but I'm going to read right here. This is the big thing that DeSean was talking about. Hitler's confession. Now, this is supposed to be a secret conversation, but I believe this to be true. And I'm going to tell you why I believe that I have at least the authority to speak about me. I can tell you about me and my people, talking about my father and my father's father and his father's father. That goes all the way back to the Egyptian slavery, okay? You got this guy named Max Kellerman from ESPN with his boy Stephen A. And they talk all the time saying that he does not know if he can accept the apology from DeSean Jackson because he's a Jewish man and doesn't know, he needs to know more, and he can't accept his apology. And which I think is BS. I really think it's BS. I'm getting tired that why is it that is always, why does it comes down is the white man that determines what's true or not? They sit there, they doctrine up the history books, they hijacked our culture, our faith, our culture, our whole heritage, completely hijack it, make it their own, and then they take on our own. I mean, today they call it identity fraud. I mean, don't we have something called identity fraud? You can go to jail for that stuff. They stole our identity, my people's identity. And now you get a man who's coming into the truth and knowing who he is. And now he has to apologize because he offended some people who actually are the oppressors, the people who actually stole the identity of our people. So here's the comment I'm going to read. It's called the Hitler's Confession. And this is what it says. This is what he was alluding to. Hitler said, even in his death, he will start World War III. One of his soldiers asked, how? Hitler replied, the day mankind finds out, right? Finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from then that's the day World War III will start. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jews. For if America wins the war, when they will conquer the world and forever be slaves to the Jews, and they will try to conquer God. Do you know who America has in its possession? No, the soldier replied. The American has the jewels of, they have the jewels of God. The American have stolen God's precious jewel. He says, what do you mean his precious jewels? The soldier asked. Hitler said, the America has stolen the Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. That's what it's, I'm just reading this. There can't be no crime in reading something that I found on the internet. You can find this on the internet. Hitler's confession. Now, I don't know if Hitler said it, but I know this, and this is what I'm thinking is you have this Max Kellerman from ESPN commenting about DeSean Jackson and saying, I don't know if I can accept his apology because I need to know where he's coming from and I don't know if it's sincere or this and that. Well, guess what? I am more of a, if you want to call a Jew a Yehudim, more than Max Kellerman is. I'm more of a Jew. I was talking to Sports Illustrated and they asked me a question. Did I have issues with the Jewish people? I didn't even know anything about. I'm like, she says, you know, and I said, what do you mean? She said anti-Semitic. I'm like, what do you mean anti-Semitic? How can I be anti-Semitic when I am a Jew myself, if you want to use the word Jew, but a Hebrew, an Israelite from the line of Jacob, Isaac, Abraham. I'm here talking to my father, my daddy, who grew up, born and raised in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. And he was taught when he was a little boy by his ancestors, by his father and his family and his tribe, that they were once slaves in Egypt. And they thought that they were Egyptians. And my same dad is the same man that was trying to get an education in Nigeria, and because it was colonized by the Europeans, Great Britain, he had to hide his identity. He couldn't speak his native language. He had to hide that he was a Muslim just so that he can get schooling from a Catholic school. The Catholic school, for him to be able to get into Catholic school, he had to hide his identity and could not speak his own native language in his own country that he was born, that was taken over by the oppressor, Great Britain. And all he knows about his history is that they're Egyptians. I mean, what do you mean Egyptians? Why did you think that you were the Egyptians? They said that we were slaves in Egypt. The only person that I know of, the only people that I know that were slaves in Egypt were the Hebrews, were the Israelites. Can Max Kellerman from ESPN, can he trace his heritage back to the slaves of Egypt? All you can go back to is the Holocaust that happened in Germany. And then we get to here. I'm here trying to figure out my lineage. Who am I? You would think, being that I have two parents from Nigeria, that I would know what tribe I come in. Then to find out that Nigeria, the Yoruba tribe, it's only been just less than 200 years. 200 years. Okay. So who were we called? Who were we before we were the Yoruba tribe? Everybody don't know. My dad, you would think my dad knows, then you go to everybody don't know. And then to find out that I was circumcised on the 8th day. I said, Dad, why was I circumcised on the 8th day? Is that a Muslim thing? No. Why did you circumcise me on the 8th day? He said that is a Yoruba custom. That's just part of being a Nigerian. That's part of custom. Anybody that is I need somebody in here to help me to block this dude with the whole fart thing. So if somebody can, whoever is moderating, please block that dude, kick him off. But anyway, so then you got finding out that I was circumcised on the 8th day. And when we look at the Torah, the prophets, the laws and the prophets, you see a lot of the traditions that you see that the Hebrews, the Israelites, has done. This is what my people are doing today, but they don't connect it with the God of the Bible. They don't connect it with the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. This is what they're doing right now. They don't even connect it. Isn't that part of the curse, that you will worship gods that your fathers never knew? Wood, stone. That's what my people, the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria, most of them don't even know who they are. I am more, so how can I be anti-Semitic? Why does this man have to apologize? There's a good chance he's a Hebrew Israelite. DeSean Jackson, you think that's a Hebrew last name? Do you think that's a name that, where do you think that came from? Maybe his slave owner was Mr. Jackson. Could be Andrew Jackson for all I know. Came over the Atlantic slave trade, came over here. And now he has to apologize to the very people that actually stole his identity and hid who he is. And they were forbidden to read. They cut their tongue if they were to read, to educate themselves. And now you think that we should be tripping, that this is a possibility, that this is true? I don't know if Hitler said it, but somebody is lying. Has convinced us that Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, is a white man with blue eyes, with long hair. Somebody spent a lot of money trying to convince us that Jesus was a white man. How many people, who's the one that control Hollywood? Is it not the Jewish people? The Jewish people? Do they not control Hollywood? Did they not sell us a bag of goods and tell us that Moses, was a white man in Africa? Did you guys not know Moses was a prince in Egypt? And somehow he was white. Charleston Heston. That's the Moses I have in my head. That's what I was taught Moses was. Would have never ever thought he was a black man or dark skin. So I am really appalled by Max Kellerman and anybody that feel that, and DeSean Jackson, I understand he's under a lot of pressure. I get it. I've been there. I'm so glad I'm no longer bound to that type of lifestyle anymore, where you got to watch what you say, keep a thing, apologize when you don't. It's the same thing when I lost my family. When I came into the truth and found out who I am, and I'm here trying to keep the Shabbat, and then everybody goes crazy like I've done something wrong, and then got me apologizing to my wife. Be a lead repenter. Apologize for trying to learn how to keep the Sabbath. Apologize for trying to get the curse off of you because your people have not been keeping the commandments of Yah according to Deuteronomy chapter 28. They want to keep us oppressed. So, man, I'm really appalled. I wish DeSean Jackson didn't apologize. I really wish. And then all these people coming out and saying that he's making anti-Semitism things and Sports Illustrated trying to, how about our people? Who's apologizing to our people? 400 years. You see George Floyd getting freaking killed right there for the whole world to see, peeing on himself. And we know these cops are going to eventually get off. We having all these rights. How many years? You have Dr. King. You have Garvey. You have all these people still fighting and nothing gets done for our people. And no one is apologizing. Man, DeSean, just like Pastor just said right now, DeSean Jackson spoke truth. Somebody apologize to me, apologize to my people. At least I can go back and all I have is slavery. My people went from Egyptian slavery to the Arab slavery, all the way to the freaking European slavery. Obviously my people didn't make it to the Atlantic slave trade, but right there where the slave coast of Africa is, where Nigeria is, that's where we were. Before I was Gbaja-Biamila, I should have been named Berkeley, named after my slave masters. This is straight BS. How long do you guys want to hold on to this lie? Somebody is lying. How can you be the Jewish people and you still on top? Everybody comes in and help you out. I mean, you get this one little football player that say something bad about it, the whole boom comes on there and you shut it down. You shut it down. Let me show you right here. It says right here, according to Deuteronomy, that no one will save you. But how many America have been saving the people in Israel, the so-called the Israel state. Every time something comes in, America, England, everybody comes in to help Israel. You got what pastor's talking about right now in Revelations 2:9. I think it says you got people who said they're Jewish and they're not. They're the church of Satan, the synagogues of Satan. So guys, I'm telling you right now, this has got me hot. I'm trying to be level-headed here. I don't know what type of backlash I'm going to get, but I don't give a damn. Somebody has to speak up. DeSean Jackson, you was right. And then you got Stephen A. just sitting here. Don't know what to say. Don't know what's true or not. Know your history, Stephen A. You go around criticizing all these people in sports. I criticize you for not knowing who you are. You dumb, deaf, and blind. And Max Keller coming out here acknowledging I'm Jewish. And then you got the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. I know him. They were trying to get me to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's Jewish. I just found that out right now from reading this stuff. And he hasn't apologized to him. How the hell can a true Hebrew Israelite be in that position right now? Man, come on. There's no way these people can be the people of the book. I can't. I read through here. I can't see them. Even if you want to bring up the Holocaust, they want us to remember the Holocaust, but then they want us to forget what's happened to our people in slavery. Well, that's behind us. Move forward. That happened that happened back then. It's not my fault, but you're dealing with you at least are benefiting from our backs, our slaves. The white people right now are benefactors on what happened to the slaves in this country. They're the benefactor. Let me just read some stuff out here and do it. Tell me if this was the Jewish people that we call Jewish people in Israel state. If this is the Jewish people in this America that controls Hollywood. You got look what it says right here in Deuteronomy 30. It talks about building houses. Let me get right here. It says right here. Now, did this happen to the Jewish people? Did somebody take your women and start raping them? I know that happened to my people right here in this country and in Nigeria, where the white man can literally take a man's wife and rape her, and there was nothing he can do about it. Let me read. Tell me if that's part of your curse. Thou shalt betroth a wife. This is Deuteronomy 28:30. And another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt gather grapes therefore. I have not seen this about your people that came from the mountain, the Caucasus mountain. Thy oxen shall be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thy ass, and shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. And the sheep shall be given unto the enemies, and thou shalt not have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people. When did the Jewish people, even to this day, even with the Holocaust, you still know who you are. You can still go back to know who you are. You all the way to Ashkenaz, all the way to Yafat. You guys are the Gentiles. We still trying to figure out who we are. And every time I try to talk to my father, it's very difficult. See, the curse matches our people, not you. How you go through a Holocaust and you still know who you are. The sons of daughters shall be given to another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and they shall have no might in their hands. Right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, I lost all 8 of my sons, 7 sons, 1 daughter. I lost them right here. For what? For keeping the Shabbat. You get to keep your Shabbat. You keep your Shabbat. You get to still keep your family intact. You get your money intact. No one's messing with you. No one's breaking up your homes, calling me an anti-Semitic or calling him anti-Semitic. Somebody apologized to me. I had a whole bunch of white people right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, rip my family apart. And then I had to go to a real Houdin, a real Hebrew Israelite, Pastor Dow, to come in and help a brother out. I didn't see any of you so-called Jewish people coming up here helping me out. Right here in Wisconsin, ripped away from me through some people called judges and sheriff departments and the police department. I can't even, my family's right across the highway, can't even go in there. If I even try to dare go there, there will be no one to help me. They will have police right on me, boom, putting restraining orders, ordering me around. Who the hell's ordering you around? Max Kellerman? Who's ordering you around? I'm being ordered. I can't even see my own sons and daughter. I've never heard that about a Jewish person. Let me hear that right now happen in America. No, you have people come in just like they did with this bullshit right here. Look it. They'll come in here and say, whoop, you can't say that. You even have black people, Uncle Tom like Stephen A. come in and says what he said wasn't inappropriate and things of that nature. Right here, I'm experiencing the curse right here in America. The home of the brave, the home of the liberty. We don't, none of that. Did everything I was told to do. Hard worker. Kept my nose clean. No drugs. Did everything right. Good husband. Good provider. Good in the community. And then when I decided to keep the Shabbat, the Sabbath day holy, to keep the fourth commandments of Yah, all of a sudden, hell break loose in my home. I see you guys keeping the so-called Shabbat, doing your thing at the Wailing Wall and doing all that stuff. No one comes and bother you, but then when somebody like me that looks like this start doing that, hell breaks loose. So, DeSean Jackson, you spoke truth. I understand the oppression that you're under. I wish you didn't have to apologize, but I get it. You're trying to provide for your family. Your livelihood is at stake. But you know something? What is a prophet man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? I had to lose it. And I wish you would have done this. You reconsider, because you obviously into something, and now you're experiencing what happens, what it really means to be a Hebrew, what it means to be an Israelite. And if they want to use the word Jew, what it really means to be a Jew. The people, your boss is not, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagle, he ain't no Jew. He took on that. He took your culture, he took your heritage and made it his own and said, you are not that anymore. That's identity fraud. That's hateful. And now people may say, I'm hateful now. I'm anti-Semitic. I don't even know what that means. I love this book. I love Yahweh. I love the Torah. The whole Torah is about loving Yah and loving your neighbor. How can I be about hate? So, look into it. Look into it. I hope this thing goes viral. Because I'm getting tired where there's always these white people, these white faces, these pale faces. They come in and they determine what's right or wrong. I don't need your validation. My validation comes from the Most High Yah. Sports Illustrated, here you go. Is this anti-Semitic? Have I crossed the line? Is that it? So is he going to go in there too and comment? This is ridiculous. Most of the NFL is a whole bunch of Hebrew Israelites, just overglorified slaves. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that's my reaction to this whole thing. He shouldn't have apologized. He shouldn't have had to apologize. If anything, his owner should apologize to him. Max Kellerman, whatever from ESPN, he should be apologizing to DeSean. And Stephen A., why the hell you call him? You should have supported him when you had the opportunity to support him. What's your last name? A? You think that came from Africa? You think that came from your motherland? No. And you sitting there just gonna co-sign. So anyway, I'm done. But this was just heavy on my heart. I just wanted to get that out there because I have the freedom. See, I'm walking in freedom now. I don't have to worry about, I already lost whatever I'm gonna lose. You take my 7 sons, my 1 daughter. You take all the money that I've ever worked hard for. Honestly, didn't steal from anybody, didn't hurt anybody, was honest. And then all of a sudden now I gotta keep my mouth shut. Nah, I'm gonna make this thing count. And if you guys think I'm wrong, comment below. And if you think I'm right, give me a thumbs up and share this with as many people. And I'm going to continue commenting on this stuff. There's going to be there's a great awakening happening. You cannot continue to keep our people down. I know. Can the Jewish people, the Ashkenaz Jews, and wherever these people from the Caucasus Mountain, can they say that they were put on ships to Egypt again? I just told you, my people, my daddy told me that he thought he was an Egyptian because I said, Dad, why would you think you were an Egyptian? He says, because we were slaves in Egypt. Dad, why was I circumcised on the 8th day? That's just what we do. It's been passed down from generation to generations. Don't know where it came from. Got my daddy and my relatives telling me, oh, yeah, we do the same thing that the Jewish people do. Isn't that sad? It's sad. They think they're doing something like the Jewish people when they don't even know the Jewish people are doing what they do. That's how you know we're the people of the book. I got to be a Yehudi. Anyway, so guys, look into this stuff, man. DeSean, think about this, man. What is a profit, man, to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? You onto something. You gonna use that platform to get free and to get all your other, but they need us in the NFL. They don't have a lot of, they need us. There's more of us than is them. And we should all stand behind DeSean Jackson original comment. Right now, he has a gun to his head right now. And that's what they do in this country. It was enough to get him just by be threatened to take his paycheck, cut him from the team. They're forcing me to give my IRA. In this country, I had to give my IRA by signing my signature. And you know what they did? They threw me in jail. They threw me in jail and say that until you sign your money over, you will not come out. And I literally had to sign my IRA over to get freedom. Is that not extortion? Is that happening to Jewish people? I don't think so. No one came and apologized to me. Wanted to go see my sons and daughter. They had them in a pagan ritual called Christmas, some type of Christmas deal. Didn't want them to be a part of that. And I had to get permission from a judge to be able to prevent that from happening. And now we have to write an apology letter to the police and to Ron Young. That's bullshit. Straight up. No one's apologizing to me. I call that anti-Semitic. I call that hate. Let me stop ranting. Anyway, I was really trying to be like level-headed. I'm level-headed here, but guys, you can see the hurt is real. The hate is real. Why do we always have to end up apologizing? Why do we always have to, your time will come. Our people will rise. You cannot hold us back. The more you try to hurt us, the more you try to, we're going to continue to multiply. And I bet you there's more of us than the so-called Ashkenaz Jews who inherited our heritage. I bet you there's more of us than is them. There's more of us. He says we're going to be multiplied, we're going to be fruitful. He said, look at the stars, look at the sands. That's you. That's going to be your people, Abraham. And I promise you there's more of us than them. We're the majority when it comes on the world stage. And then all the stuff you see on TV, they mask it by showing you what they want to show you. You look at any country, they can make it seem like they all light-skinned people. When the majority looks like us. We're probably the majority of the United States of America, but we don't control the media. So then you think that it is what they say it is. I probably wouldn't be surprised. We're probably more than what they say that we are. We probably are. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I know this is your prep day, and get the word out, guys. But I stand by DeSean Jackson's original statement. He shouldn't have apologized. I wouldn't apologize. Shoot. I would not apologize at all. All right. Shalom, shalom. Guys, please comment below.